Hello and welcome to the Webcast for Tuesday, November 19th. I'm South Ops meteorologist Jonathan O'Brien. Visible satellite this morning shows expansive high cloud cover in place over the region, and that will likely remain a big factor throughout the day, leading to filtered sunshine in many cases. There's a few lingering low clouds around as well, but those will tend to dissipate with time as a drier air mass overspreads the region. We have some light and localized offshore winds in place this morning. Local north to northeast winds of 10 to 20 miles per hour with gusts to 30 miles per hour will continue across the mountains and passes of Southern California through this morning, but they will dissipate by this afternoon and really will not be a big deal at all. RH values are still generally on the high side this morning. The story of the next few days will be a warming trend as a pretty strong ridge of high pressure develops over the desert southwest. For today, we're still recovering from yesterday's trough passage, not to mention all those high clouds, so while we will warm up a few degrees in most areas, we'll still be on the cool side of normal. But take a look at the forecast highs by Thursday, with temperatures soaring into the upper 70s and low 80s in the valleys of Southern California. The bigger story with this warm-up will be the very dry conditions developing over Southern California. Minimum humidity today will fall mainly into the 12 to 25% range, but will drop into the single digits and teens in many cases on Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday's forecast min-RH is shown here. In addition, poor recoveries are likely for the foothills and mountains of Southern California for each of the next 3 nights, with max RH values not getting above 20 to 25% in some cases. Luckily, winds will be very light through the midweek period. Of course, the big story this week for California weather is going to be over the northern part of the state, as an exceptionally powerful atmospheric river remains on track to bring extreme rainfall totals beginning by later today. That atmospheric river will be aimed squarely at the northern part of the state through much of this week. And there are going to be some truly extreme rainfall totals up north, with likely major flooding as well as wind impacts. Eventually, this storm system will begin to shift south, and there will also be additional areas of rain moving in from the Pacific by the end of this week and beyond. The specific details of the evolution are still pretty murky, but painting with a broad brush, it seems increasingly likely that periods of moderate to locally heavy rainfall are likely over most of central and southern California from Friday all the way through early next week. This will likely start on Friday itself for Central California, but probably not until the weekend or maybe even until early next week for Southern California. Again, there's still a lot of fine-tuning to do on the timing. Nonetheless, our prospects for moisture do look pretty good. While some adjustments are likely, early projections for rainfall totals through this time next week favor about 1 to 3 inches of rain for the foothills and mountains of Central California, and half an inch to an inch of rain for the foothills and mountains of Southern California, with lesser amounts in the valleys. It's possible totals in the Sierra especially could end up a good deal higher, but we'll play it on the safe side for now. And of course, you'll notice how our expected rainfall is dwarfed by the extreme amounts forecast to our north. This continues to look like a fairly warm sequence of storms. Snow levels will fluctuate, but mainly stay in the range of 7,000 to 8,000 feet or even a little higher through early next week. After recent increases, dead fuel moistures will go into falling trends the next several days as that warmer and very dry air mass develops. Fine fuels in particular will become much more receptive in the next couple of days, and be mindful that long burn periods are likely in the coming days with very low RH both in the daytime and nighttime for Southern California. Nonetheless, large fire potential will be low overall this week. The recent cool and moist weather has definitely had some impact. Fire potential will increase somewhat over the next few days as temperatures warm and humidity becomes very low, but winds will remain light, so we still don't have any major concerns. As we talked about, beneficial moisture is likely by early next week, but there is still some uncertainty on the southern extent of the more substantial rainfall and whether this will be a green-up-inducing event for Southern California that could effectively bring an end to the fire season. We'll continue to watch it in the days ahead. That's it for today's webcast. Thanks for joining us. The next one will be on Wednesday, November 20th.